It is a milestone that can stir up different feelings for many parents. Handing over the car keys to teen drivers is the ultimate gesture of freedom, and it's an exciting time, but it comes with many worries. Are they prepared? Will they make the right decisions? Do they have enough experience behind the wheel? The CDC reports that motor vehicle crashes are the leading cause of death for U.S. teens. This pain was felt especially hard in Tazewell County, Illinois, when in 2006, 15 teen lives were lost in 15 consecutive months. This statistic rocked the community and begged the question.
Basically, we were asking ourselves what was going on and what we could do to change the trend.
We were wanting to know if there is something that we could be doing, as in more, enforcement, or are we missing something, with the teenagers?
Sheriff Deputies John Schallenberger and Chuck Litton were on the scene of many of the accidents. Both men can vividly remember how disturbing the experience was for them.
Most of these calls would come in unknown injuries. And then first thing that went through a lot of people's minds was, is this another teenager?
Yeah, you dreaded. You'd get a 1050 call and you would just dread going to it. It's sadness. Sometimes the parents would show up on scene. You'd have to tell the parent that their child's dead. They're crying, friends are there crying. It's just total grief, and you feel that.
Desperate to find a solution, Tazewell County created a task force that was successful in pinpointing where and why the majority of these fatal crashes were occurring.
An experience, kids are distracted, they're texting, they're using their cell phones. Sometimes, although it's not as much as you think, alcohol is involved, impaired driving. But also another big problem is they don't wear their safety belts. Their chances of surviving a serious crash are 40% better if they have it on. And they have that no fear. They don't think that anything will ever happen to them. And that's probably even more of a problem than the others.
Director of Traffic Safety for the Illinois Department of Transportation, Michael Stout worked tirelessly to organize and implement a program that would educate teens on safe and educated driving. In 2006, the Operation Teen Safe Driving program was introduced to Tazewell County. The number of fatalities dropped so low that the program quickly became a statewide initiative.
In 2006, Illinois had 151 teens killed on its road. 2007, 155. 2007 is the first year we went statewide with this program. The next year, 2008, it fell to 93, which was a 40% reduction. And then this year so far, we're seeing another 10% reduction. So fatalities among teens in Illinois has almost been cut in half since this program started.
The level we're at now, we're on our third year of the grant, and it's been a very interesting ride, I guess you could say, because the kids have learned a lot, they've grown, they've decided, how do we make it better? How do we get one step further? The kids are very adamant about being proactive instead of reactive. Really haven't had a problem with drunk driving and those kinds of things in our community, but what we have seen is that if we came out with a program that would say, look, we like what you're doing, let's keep it up, let's get a little bit better, let's do more things and make a big deal out of it, then the kids seem to really respond to it.
For many teenagers, advanced education on safe driving came too late. But for the thousands who are new to our roadways every year, this level of awareness is invaluable. Many of them can now turn a new corner in their lives, knowing that their peers didn't die in vain.
Illinois is a pretty good-sized state, and there are different economic regions in the state. There are different social regions of the state. We wanted every region to be involved in this program, so we divided the state up into 7 areas. So we went to every school and offered them the chance to apply. We do then get it down to 15 per region, and then we give them $2,000. The money comes from us and it comes from our corporate sponsors, and they use that money to finance a local program peer-to-peer in their high school. They must also have media aspects. They have to work with the local media. They have to take their program to the community. And then after they've gone through all their programs, we have mandatory areas, they do a final report. That final report comes to us, and we have a panel of judges that rate them, and we award money for after-prom parties at the end of May.
We have many professional speakers come in, and we have had people who have been in accidents come into our school and give speeches and tell stories about what has personally happened to them. And we have many different campaigns, including what to do in certain situations, and most of all, how to avoid those situations from ever occurring. I think it's made quite a difference because I have friends and relatives that, you know, used to have bad habits, but now they've kind of toned those down.
One of the most interesting aspects of the program is the intense level of student involvement. The teachers take on the role of facilitators, observing their students in the role of leadership.
Well, teens should get involved because it's a great thing to do. Not only is it saving other people's lives, it's a life experience for yourself. You know, I've learned skills and qualities, and so have my peers that we would have gotten no other way. Taking
Charge of the situation, you know, they run the meetings. They come up with the ideas, they type up minutes, they have binders that they keep every week, you know, that they have all of their information in. So if they need something, you know, and they'll tell each other, did you bring your binder? Do you have your binder? Because if you don't have your binder, then how you're supposed to know what's going on. So those are neat things to watch them and how they've grown.
It's been great because of all the different agencies and schools and teenagers all working together for a common cause.
And in our county, we haven't lost a teenager on Tazewell County roads since July 3rd of 2006.
The state of Illinois has been diligent in its mission to end the useless loss of young lives by tackling the issue of distracted driving. As of January 1st, 2010, law within the state will ban text messaging while driving, as well as prohibiting cell phone use in school and work zones. The Illinois Secretary of State's graduated driver's license program has young driver restrictions that include teen nighttime driving limitations, a minimum of 50 hours of driving practice prior to licensure, passenger limitations, and banning the use of cell phones. While these steps are making a difference, there is always more that can be done.
We want to expand the number of schools that actually participate. We also want to look at adding a motorcycle element to help young drivers with training on motorcycles, and also a rural element. Now, I put the spotlight on rural Illinois to educate the teens that during planting season, there are a lot of farm implements out on rural roads where blind spots and whatever, so that they are ready for that and slow down and not meet an accident on the rural roads. Our program has been very successful for a lot of reasons. We have a lot of dedicated people around the state. Police officers, traffic safety advocate, state officials that work very hard in this program to get to the students to develop a peer-to-peer program. If a fellow teen talks to a fellow teen, they take it more serious. And if they tell them, don't go out drinking and driving, always wear your belt, don't text, that has more effect on them than the law itself. That's how it's working, and that's how we're going to continue to grow this program.
Operation Teen Safe Driving has saved thousands of lives and continues to gain national recognition because of the program's success in its home state of Illinois. From students to state officials, everyone involved has the drive to keep these teens alive. To learn more, log on to teensafedrivingillinois.org.